Well, hello once more. This is Ron, and of course, we're Empire Coins and Collectibles. I just completed a previous episode showing some uncirculated 1968S coins. They're brilliant uncirculated. I pulled them out of rolls, and I showed you some interesting, I guess, features about one particular coin. Actually, there's two of them, where there was a line coming down from just off center of the bottom of the T, and then on the edge of the P down toward the Lincoln Memorial. Well, you can call this one part two to that episode. And the reason for that, I have three coins. Let me just kind of hold this up, and I'll read it to you in just a second. I have three coins that have some of the same features, but they're not in the exact same location as the previous episode. So let me go ahead. I'm going to change to the tray camera before we go to the coin microscope. And so these three coins here, when I looked at them under the microscope and under my eye loupe, they have the same type of feature, but the striation, or whatever you want to call it, the die crack, I don't think it's a die crack. The line coming down from the T is more toward the edge, not the center of the bottom of the T. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to flash this new one up there on the coin microscope. Then I'll put the one that we looked at in the last episode so you can see the difference. And then I'll show you the two other coins that are just like this one to show you that it has to be a feature on the working die. Okay, so this is the one we're looking at today. And look at that line that comes from the edge of the T. You see that? Now, on previous ones, we had that line coming from the center of the bottom of the T, right there, all the way down, straight down, actually. This one is more on the tip of the bottom of the T. Now, to show you, just to make sure you remember how that other one was, I'm going to put it right here beside it, move it over, and then you can see that. See, that line is coming straight from the center of the T, and then there's one from the bottom of the P. But when we go back over here and look at the new one, it's coming from the edge of the bottom of the T. Now, the interesting feature about that is simply this. One would say, well, it's a scratch, it's a gouge, but no, it's kind of above, rising above the surface of the coin. And notice in this one, there is none coming from the bottom of the P. Now, if I didn't have other examples of this, it would be questionable about whether or not it was in the die. But I have two more. So let me just slide this one. This one is right next to it. Let me see if I got it oriented right. Yeah. This one is a different coin coming at you. And you can see that same place. It's right there on the edge of the T coming straight down. And then here's a third one that looks just like it. Let me slide it in. There's three coins that have that same feature. And you can see that edge of that line coming down. And this was perhaps, if it's a die crack, it's more robust, but I don't know. Maybe it's the initial minting of the coin after it was polished, because you see a lot of these lines here. I don't believe it's a die clash, because there's not any feature on the back that would show that. And I have seen some polishing of the die, if you will, where some of it was pretty robust and the coins had the grooves in it that were resulting from that polishing of the die. But this one is kind of strong in nature. So I have three coins like this. It's really unique. Now, what I didn't do on the other coin in the other episode is just tour around and let you see. Here is another. It's not a scratch, but it's another one of those features that comes. It stops at the edge of the coin and then proceeds from the crook of the knee on the inside, and you see it again, and then it disappears as if it's underlaying the N. It's so very interesting. So these are actually on the die. So perhaps this is a new variation. I'm not sure what you would call it. Is it a die crack? I don't think so. Is it polished lines? Maybe so. Maybe there's something else going on at the mint as they're handled and removed about that's creating these. But in any case, what we're seeing is some unique features And really the averse is kind of, I don't know, kind of normal, not really something of high interest. But that's it for this episode. I wanted you to see this coin based on what in comparison to the previous coin. Okay, my friends, hopefully you find this interesting, some of the finds that I've made in the coin searches through these 1968S roll searches. Very interesting, unique features, things I've never seen before. With that, my friends, I'll see you in the next episode, and that should be quite soon. You take care, and all the best.